here's what's cooking. Tonight, the Pirates and the Kansas City Royals play the finale of the three-game series. It's the rubber match, the Buccos against the defending American League champion Kansas City Royals. The Buccos lost last night to KC. Meanwhile, we check out the National League Central Division standings. The Pirates are now 5 back of the Cardinals in the division. Buccos need a win tonight, take the series over the Royals, maybe get some help from the White Sox, who are taking on the Cardinals this evening. Greg Brown along with John Wehner. And tonight, Rock, we see a guy that we saw a lot of last year, started to turn his career around. Edinson Volquez goes for the Royals this evening.
Yeah, what a great year, and I'm sure he gives Ray Searage and the Pirates staff a lot of credit for turning his career around. 13-7, a 3.04 ERA for the Pirates last year. Pretty much the same thing this year. The ERA still in the low threes. The OPS is down. Pitching great, throwing that good sinker with the changeup and curveball. Changeup's been a big pitch for him so far this year. Throwing it more often, he's going to be tough to hit.
He led the Pirates staff in wins last year with those 13 Ws. A guy that led the way 2 nights ago for the Pirates, Travis Ishikawa, is back in the lineup tonight for the Buccos at first base. And he's an intriguing guy, John.
Yes, he is. I mean, he's come along at the right time with the big bat. The veteran had the biggest hit of his life last year, obviously, with the San Francisco Giants. But coming up with big hits in this series. Last night kept the rally going, the base hit up the middle. The big 3 extra base hit night the other night. Back in there. You like his defense out there with Charlie Morton, but the bat lately, you like that even more.
Hoping to see a lot of those ground balls from Charlie Morton tonight so that Travis Ishikawa will be receiving those throws from the infielders. The Buccos look to get more from Charlie Morton tonight. The rubber match of the series, Buccos and Royals, coming up next. Well, the concluding game of the road trip, it started in Milwaukee. Bucks got swept by the Brewers, won the first game of this series, lost last night 3-1. So Charlie Morton will take the hill. Talking about needing a little more from Charlie Morton. And what you really like to see, John, is to have him pitch more like he did those first 5 starts.
Yeah, he was outstanding when he first came off the disabled list. That sinker really running and almost unhittable, a lot of soft contact. He had that really bad start back in Washington, June 21st. It's really inflated that ERA, but he's pitched okay his last 3 or 4 starts. Not as good, obviously, as the first 5. but with Charlie Morton, I think especially with that sinker, keeping it down and throwing it for strikes early in the count is going to go a long way for him.
I'll be a little apologist for him. I think the numbers would be better had he had better defense behind him.
That's
I think
true.
he has been haunted by bad defense. So Pedro Florimon, a slick fielding infielder, we saw him in spring training. He is up from AAA Indianapolis. He will play short, and this looks to be a pretty strong defensive infield with Gong at third, of course Walker at second, and Ishikawa at first base. We'll see if that doesn't hold true tonight for Charlie Morton. And now let's go back to the studio for a game break. Three-game series, interleague play in KC, Kauffman Stadium. Andrew McCutchen all fired up, playing a little hoops in the dugout. But he is a DH, the designated hitter. Tonight we'll check out the rest of the Toyota starting lineup for the Pirates. Gregory Polanco leads off, and it's Neil Walker and Andrew McCutchen as the designated hitter. Starling Marte hits cleanup. Jung Ho Gong at third base. Travis Ishikawa, that 3-for-5 performance on Monday here in KC. Chris Stewart giving Francisco Cervelli another night off because of that bruised wrist. Jeff Decker is in left, and Pedro Florimon makes his first Pirates start. Former Twins infielder. And here is Edinson Volquez.
Continues to pitch well. 8-5, 3.28 ERA, 112 innings, 83 strikeouts. The fastball, curveball, changeup mix. Actually, last time the changeup threw a whole bunch of them, almost more than a third of his pitches to changeup. So still has a good velocity on the fastball. He'll be in the mid-90s, but when he gets ahead, you're going to be aware of the secondary pitch.
You see the 41 walks, 83 strikeouts, and 112 innings. He threw 193 innings last year for the Pirates. And Gregory Polanco will lead things off. Polanco hitless last night. Another splendid evening here in Kansas City, Missouri. Strike one. 2 for 9 in the series is Polanco. Popped out of play. Goes to 0-2.
Big thing with Volquez since he came to the Pirates last year was getting him in the strike zone, throwing strikes, especially down in the zone. He's got that late movement, that sink.
Couldn't hold up. Strikeout for Volquez. So he didn't need his defense against Polanco. Alcides Escobar is the shortstop, the Honda defense. Mike Moustakas has played a strong third base. Omar Infante at second. Eric Hosmer is at first. Gerard Dyson in left. Lorenzo Cain in center. Alex Rios the right fielder. Salvador Perez is the catcher for Volquez. Neil Walker had his 10-game hitting streak come to an end last night. And lines this toward Cain for the second out.
Like that.
Rivers Casino tips to win.
Yeah, that approach by Walker. I like the approach. Get to the fastball. We'll get to that in a moment. Play mistake free. We've been talking about an awful lot, whether it be giving an extra out on defense or giving them an out on the base pass. I think it's important to play mistake free, and offensively, don't miss the fastball. And you see Walker going up there aggressively, hits it right on the button. That's what you want to do against Volquez because they're not hitting his curveball or changeup.
There's a first pitch fastball, 95 miles per hour to McCutchen for a strike.
Volquez, the fastball gets hit the clip, 308 clip. The curveball, the league hits just 188 against it. His changeup, 149.
And a ground ball left side. The backhand play, throw the cross to get Andrew McCutchen by plenty. Escobar deep in the hole. 1-2-3. Go the Pirates. We check out Ned Yost's starting lineup. The Royals have a 6.5 game lead in the American League Central Division. It's Escobar, Moustakas, and Cain. Eric Hosmer, this series is 4 for 7. He's the first baseman, hits cleanup. Kendrys Morales, the DH. Salvador Perez will be followed by Omar Infante, Alex Rios, and Gerard Dyson.
Morton going to face a very good Kansas City Royals offense. Here's his numbers, brought to you by Hyundai. 6-3 record, a 4.34 ERA, and just looking to regain that form that he had when he first came off the disabled list. Looking for his first win since June 27th.
Six and 3, 4.34 ERA. First pitch strike to Escobar. Out in front 0-2. Escobar was 1 out of 4, drove in a run for the Royals. A well-pitched game by Pirates starter Garrett Cole and the Kansas City bullpen. The Royals broke through for 3 in the 8th. And bounce to Gung, lays back on that last hop and guns it across to Ishikawa for the out.
I like the start for Charlie Morton, the confidence in that two-seam fastball, just being aggressive, throwing it in there, let him pound it on the ground.
Defense behind him, there is Pedro Florimon making his first Pirate start at short. Jung Ho Gung is at third. Walker Ishikawa on the right side. Jeff Decker in left. Starling Marte in center. Gregory Polanco in right. And Chris Stewart catches Charlie Morton. And Moustakas, a fly ball toward Marte in center field. And to the warning track to put it away.
It's a big ballpark here. And not a whole bunch of home runs. I mean, they have some guys with some power. But I'm sure there's a lot of home runs eaten up in that big outfield.
So he gets the first 2 outs, a ground ball and a fly ball, and faces Lorenzo Cain. Cain, his 9-game hitting streak came to an end and 0 for 4 last night. Ball 1 on Cain. That's right there. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tough luck loss for Garrett Cole. 3 runs, 2 earned, and 7 1/3. Deserved a better fate. Breaking ball, and that really fools Cain.
That was a dandy. Yeah, and so much is said. You know, Cole did pitch well enough to win, and all the mistakes in the bottom of the 8th inning, and then the Marte getting thrown out at the top of the 9th.
To left center field. Decker not able to get to the ball to cut it off, so it's a double for Cain.
Gets ahead of Cain, maybe too aggressive in the strike zone there. Gives Cain a pitch too good to hit ahead in the count. Rips it in the gap. But you think about last night's game, and obviously, yeah, you're frustrated because of the error, or the throw. 2 errors in the 8th. The base running miscue in the 9th, but you think you get the starter out of there early in the ball game. You're facing the long man, to be able to do nothing.
Yeah.
Offensively, not to put any runs on the board, especially in those early innings.
Yeah, that was probably more frustrating than anything.
Yes.
And they had some opportunities. I still think that the debacle of the Marte overturned call was the biggest play of all of them.
Sure.
I mean, if it's a home run, it's 1-0 leading off the 2nd inning. Changes the whole complexion of the game. Baffling is what that was last night. And still today, no answers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Why they went to the headset for a ground roll. It took as long as they did. And that gets a piece of Hosmer. So it'll be first and second. Now he's going to go back to second base. The ball hit Hosmer. So Cain will have to go back.
What's so strange about this? If this hits him, I mean, it's pretty amazing that Chris Stewart's able to catch this ball. He jumped up, and it looked like it went under him. I thought maybe it missed underneath him, and that's why Chris Stewart reacted the way he did.
Just barely nicked him.
That's a pretty good play by Stewart.
I'll say. Charlie Morton hits another batter. With a breaking ball. Morton now with 2 on. And facing Kendrys Morales, the American League leader with 65 RBIs. 1 for 7 in the series. He was hit twice the opening game of this series. Fifth batter that Morton has hit this season. Morales, a fly ball to deep right field. Polanco is back to the wall. He'll make the catch. What were you saying about this?
Thank goodness for big outfields.
Royals and Pirates. I'm Robbie and Smikowski. Edinson Volquez is facing the Buccos for the first time since he spent a season with the ball club, and it was a turnaround season, one that resurrected his career. And earlier, I asked Eddie what his time with the Pirates meant to him.
I feel myself like I was almost out of baseball because before I got to Pittsburgh, and I did a pretty good work with the pitching coach and the coaches over there, and they get me right. You know, they put me back in what I was before, and when I was pitching good, and it's, you know, I can, like I say, like I told them, I don't have money to pay them the favor they do for me. So it's I want to keep it in my heart and my mind.
So Edinson Volquez extremely thankful for what Jim Benedict, Ray Searage, and the rest of the guys did for his career. And how about this, Greg and John? At the end of our conversation, he literally took his hat off at the end and said, "Hey, I tip my hat to you guys. I really appreciated it." And that was meant for the guys there. And he really loved the one season. Even though it was only 1 year, he really enjoyed his time with the Buccos.
Robbie, so many times you see a player, an opposing player over the years, and you're just not sure about the character, what type of person he is. And he was a guy that was suspended because of the steroids a few years ago. And he came, I think, John, maybe with an unfair reputation. I know that we got a chance to know him, as did Robbie, and really pleasantly surprised. What a great guy.
Yeah, good guy, good teammate.
Mm-hmm.
Very respectful, very obviously grateful for not only the opportunity but the help that he got from Ray Searage and his staff.
Still 1-2, and you know the Pirates did everything they could. They really wanted to bring him back. Always two sides to every story, and the representatives of Edinson Volquez might have suggested that the Pirates were pretty close. He ends up, maybe to the surprise of the Pirates, signing a 2-year, $20 million deal with a mutual club option 2017 to come to Kansas City. That was on December the 29th, 2 weeks after the Pirates had signed Francisco Liriano. And a fly ball to center field, and that drops in. Starling Marte halfway up the first baseline started to duck in to try and see if that ball was going to drop for him.
Yeah, and I think he and Volquez were going back and forth a little bit during that at bat. And it looked like Marte was just looking for that breaking ball down and away. Pretty good swing, shortened up, went out there and got it.
Now will he try and steal on his buddy Volquez? Gong, hard hit, base hit, 9-game hitting streak for Jung Ho Gong.
Yep, stay aggressive, get to that fastball. And Jung Ho can turn it around with the best of them. Sinker, he tried to run it in on the hands of Jung Ho, left it out over the plate.
Two aboard with nobody out, and here is Travis Ishikawa. 11 games for the Pirates, hitting .263. And time called. Perez wants to talk things over here with Volquez.
Discuss how to attack Travis. And going back to that Marte base hit, and times we could see he gets overly aggressive and swings and chases, or maybe tries to be pull happy. That goes to show you what he's capable of. When he, and a lot of times you'll hear the hitting coaches or Clint Hurdle talk about the approach and, look for the ball away, try to hit the ball up the middle or to the opposite gap. If Marte was trying to pull that pitch, no chance. He'd either swung through it or he would have rolled it over to the left side. But it was almost like he was looking for something soft away. Stayed back, kept the hands back, stayed short with the swing. And that's what the hitting coach like Jeff Branson and Hurdle talk about all the time. I said, you can't look to pull this guy. Try to think about hitting him up the middle.
Well, you had to love this guy's approach the other night. 2 balls deep the other way, one an opposite field home run, then the double to the right center gap. Talked with Robbie after the game about it. Said basically what you just said, John. It was his approach.
Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 on, nobody out. 1-2.
You mentioned the great numbers Volquez has with his off-speed pitches. So coming at Ishikawa, and throws the first strike with the changeup. That strike 2, the breaking ball.
Lefty's hitting just .222 against him. Ishikawa, the pinch hit RBI single last night at the Bucks, their only run in the 9th. And look out, Pirates dugout. Ishikawa against the Brewers hit a couple of drives the other way that were tracked down, but then here Monday night, double off the wall and this home run into the bullpen the other way. Strikes are not looking.
That's a good pitch after seeing all that slow stuff, trying to stay back for the slow stuff. Then he throws the fastball at 96 miles per hour. When it leaves his hand, it looks like it's going to be a ball inside. The late 2-seam action, the movement runs back over that inside corner. That's just a really good pitch. Ishikawa can't fight it off. And it had probably looked like it was 110 miles an hour after seeing the slow stuff.
Volquez struck out 140 last year. 85 now this season. Chris Stewart, a 9-game hitting streak, career high for him. Pirates feel like one more night for Cervelli. He should be ready to go tomorrow night against the Washington Nationals. Cervelli, A.J. Burnett. Stewart, a battery mate with Volquez last year at times. Perez has Gong scramble back to first. Who's he yelling at there?
I'm guessing Perez.
One ball, one strike, 2 on, and 1 out in the second. And a double play. 4-6-3. Infante to Escobar to Hosmer. Second inning at bat to Brent Morel. Tore his UCL ligament in his left elbow. The MRI exam revealed today he's going to have Tommy John surgery, so he'll miss the rest of this year and probably next. A guy that has been on the DL often. In fact, he was making his first start last night since June the 8th after 2 separate stints on the DL. It'll be a long road back for the veteran Jason Vargas. Back, Yordano Ventura, who had been sent down to make room for Vargas to come off the disabled list. Ventura made the start on Monday night and was optioned in the minor leagues. Now he returns.
I don't think he was told until yesterday, so I doubt he had even left.
Yeah, probably. That's right. Just a paper move. 2-0 on Salvador Perez. Charlie Morton has, at times this season, gotten off to rocky first inning starts, but then has gotten on a number of rolls. 2-2. He did give up a couple of deep drives in the first inning, but they were outs. Moustakas to the warning track in center, and then Hendrys Morales to end the first with that drive to right.
Tell you what, they're up there, and typically with the sinker baller like Morton, if you get teams get up there looking to pull the ball, that works in his favor. Although And Morales just misses a home run trying to pull it. Kane hit a ball hard, pulling it to left center.
And there's a ball pulled to the left side of the infield. Gong handles. Another reminder. Tickets that are purchased until 11:59 p.m. tonight, Pirates will pay all service fees. This deal includes tickets purchased for the series coming up tomorrow night against the Nationals, plus select home games in August. So don't miss out on the great promotions, the key divisional matchups, fan jam, and much more. For tickets, go to pirates.com/no fees. Take advantage of that right now. Pirates.com/no fees. Just a 4-game homestand with the Nationals that begins tomorrow night. The Nats had a big comeback today, scoring 3 against the New York Mets in the 8th inning. And won it 4-3. Ball pulled foul. Nationals now a 3-game lead in the National League East. Happy Royals fans. Strikes out Infante looking.
That good curveball working Morton does. He's flipped it up there. Got an odd reaction from a hitter. That one right down the middle, but Infante can't pull the trigger. The sinker has some good movement on it too. Although he's had some balls hit hard against him, but still, it looks like he's got that good sink that will produce a bunch of ground balls.
Alex Rios takes strike 1. A couple of hits last night, 3 for 7 in the series. Veteran Alex Rios hitting .345 this month of July. He's coming off a stint on the DL and just now starting to feel strong. There's a breaking pitch for another strike.
Morton throws his fastball over 70% of the time on the year. These Royals, a real good fastball hitting team. Just missing there. I don't know if you looked at these numbers, Greg. They're first in all of baseball against the fastball.
No, really?
Yep.
A little dribbler, Ishikawa will get there himself. 1-2-3 second for Charlie Morton. It's 0-0.
Is brought to you by Toyota. Toyota helps you get the most out of your drive. Just ask a friend who drives one. Toyota, let's go places. And by Barrel Automotive. We're driven to be better. Let's go Bucks!
Barrel Automotive League leaders, best records in Major League Baseball this season. Pretty simple right there. Cardinals the best, and then the Royals and Bucks. Barrel Automotive League leaders in Major Leagues. We were saying just before that last out, John was pointing out that the Royals have the highest batting average in all of baseball against fastballs. The Pirates are 7th in that category. And you remember we talked a lot last year about how well the Pirates hit against fastballs that were 93 miles per hour or better. They were first in all of baseball in that category. This year it's the Royals, and both teams struggle mightily against off-speed pitches. Jeff Decker getting another start. Decker came up and started on Sunday against Milwaukee, and he ended up with a 1-out triple in the 5th inning. That's the inning where Jeff Locke singled in Decker. Later walked in that ball game, and what the Pirates liked about him from the get-go, the fact that he could get on base as often as he does, going back to his minor league days, and he walks against Volquez.
Let's see if we could make it hurt. Leadoff man on last inning, couldn't do anything about it. Foreman, good speed. Moustakas in looking for the bunt.
Pirates set the pitcher Boscan down and brought up the infielder Florimon. Tries to bunt. Oh, a nice play by Hosmer, and Decker wisely getting back.
Yeah, you never know. If he keeps it on the ground, it's foot race. He may be able to beat it out. At the very least, he sacrifices Decker to second. But, boy, that's a heck of a play. Nice little jump there from Hosmer, and good base running by Decker. Making sure. Got off his secondary lead and made sure and waited to see if Hosmer had a play before doing anything.
Decker can steal you a base, and that's one area that Volquez this year has struggled in, and last year was excellent defending the running game. That is line to right field, hit hard, and that will hit up against the wall. Into second base goes Gregory Polanco with a double, sending Decker to third.
That when Polanco centers the ball, boy, does it jump off of his bat. That ball was tattooed. The pitch was down in the zone, actually down out of the zone, the fastball. Polanco.
How pretty is that?
Yeah, that's in his wheelhouse too. When you go middle down, and when he gets the barrel to it, it jumps off his bat as well as anybody's.
Kind of a shame that Decker didn't read that a little bit better. He held up thinking that Rios might have a shot, otherwise he'd have scored, but an opportunity for Walker, who lined out to center field in the first. Rick Sofield, of course, attention was on him last night for sending Marte in the 9th inning down 3-0, and Marte thrown out at the plate. Clint Hurdle said again today that you live and you learn, said the Pirates manager. He said that will probably never happen again to Rick Sofield. Snap throw to third. Decker back.
He likes to throw it. It's twice already in the last couple innings that Royals infielders have put on a pickoff play. Moustakas giving Perez a sign, and he was going to break, try to pick him off.
1 ball, 1 strike on Walker. Pirates second baseman has driven in 36 this season. Right side of the infield, and Escobar back. Third baseman Moustakas even at third and well off the line.
Earlier we were talking about the importance of looking to hit the ball the other way. In this instance, not so much the case. Infield's back. You can just go ahead and try to roll it over. Hit the ball, pull it on the ground. You drive home at least 1.
One ball, 2 strikes. 316 average this month.
Volquez, you look at the numbers, the good ERA in the low 3s, and to do that you have to be good in these situations, and he has been good with runners in scoring position. The league hits just coming into today 192 against them.
301 for Walker in these situations. Able to check his swing on the pitch in the dirt. 2-2. So you have a guy in Volquez who is really good in getting outs in these situations, and Neil Walker hitting over 300 with runners at second and or third base.
Now with 2 strikes, you just look to put the ball in play. You look to just battle up there, and chances are if you put it in play, if it doesn't go to the pitcher or the third baseman, you're still going to drive 1 home.
Checks and takes. 3-2. Close pitch. Walker able to hold up.
And now here's the thing where you get into that guessing game, or at least you can. You're thinking Andrew McCutchen's on deck. He does have first base open, but I don't think Volquez would want to walk him to get to McCutchen.
So you're thinking as the hitter now, fastball.
Well, yeah, and you're still, I mean, but you're not selling out. You're still just looking and trying to adjust. Maybe, I mean, he throws hard enough where it's hard to not look fastball, but you don't want to, get too big with your swing. You still stay short and quick and try to put it in play.
What does this do to your mind when you see the catcher go out and talk to the pitcher? Well, does it change you start overthinking maybe now?
You can. They're out there to discuss how to approach it, and but I don't think in this situation with the infield back that you can go to guessing. You have to be ready for the fastball, but stay short and quick enough to where you can adjust and fight off the breaking ball.
Well, here it is. What does he get? Just reaches out and fouls off the off-speed pitch.
The changeup.
So now you fouled off the changeup after they went through this big discussion.
You still have to be ready for the fastball. Just go back to that Ishikawa bat where he came in at 96 miles per hour, right under the hands with movement. It was a perfect pitch, and so I in an RBI situation where I think I have to put the ball in play, I cannot get off the fastball because then that pitch is by you if I'm looking soft.
Another 3-2. And a fly ball to medium depth center field. Decker will tag, and Kane wisely throws the ball toward third. It is a sacrifice fly for Walker. He does the job, scoring Decker and giving the Pirates a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a great at bat. You're facing a guy like Volquez again with the movement, with the velocity. You get into the 3-2 count. Look where the pitches are too. Nothing in the zone until that one, but still that's a breaking ball or a changeup. Pretty much on the outside corner. That's just a real good at bat for Neil.
Still a chance for McCutchen with Polanco at second.
Breaking ball there, maybe getting a call. Volquez borderline. pitch on the outside corner. Maybe a little off.
Bounced to short his first time up against Volquez. Real good numbers with 2 outs and men in scoring position. One and two. One thing for sure, you wouldn't think that Ned Yost has anybody with a lot of length available to go to his bullpen early last night after Jason Vargas was injured. What a job Joe Blanton did. 3 2/3 innings, a 2-hit shutout ball. And the night before, Ventura gave him only 4 innings. Chris Medlin had to go 3 1/3. 1 ball, 2 strikes on McCutchen. Mentioned that because you see the pitch count for Volquez approaching 40. Another foul.
Coming at McCutchen with velocity.
Volquez, remember, was the wild card starter. Unfortunately, on the other end, he got Madison Bumgarner, so it's the fact that he gave up 5 runs in 5 innings on 5 hits, including the grand slam to Brandon Crawford. Pirates weren't going to do much offensively against Bumgarner. Yes, he did. He strikes out McCutchen. Bucks get a run and lead it 1-0. Pirates first half of 2015. Relive the most memorable moments, inside stories, top plays so far this season on the best of Inside Pirates Baseball, presented by Allegheny Health Network. That's tonight after post game on Root Sports. And Josh Harrison, he started throwing already. Started that yesterday. So the Pirates said it was going to be a while, but I think we'll be pleasantly surprised. I think he'll cut that time considerably, and you know that's going to play a role, you would think, too, John, in trade talks. The Pirates have to decide, can they hold the fort until Harrison returns, and then after that Mercer. 0-2 on Gerard Dyson. Here comes Florimon, and Dyson, the head first dive into the bag. Boy, you'd think these guys would learn, but I mean, just look at the Miami Marlins. They lose the league's leading hitter. D. Gordon. This type of play.
And really, I don't see how it gets you there any quicker. That's the thing I never understood about guys diving to first base.
You can even see it on that shot. You can see him slow down.
Yeah.
As he starts to make the dive. Alcides Escobar takes strike one. We'll see if this isn't a pattern now for Morton. His last 4 outs, 3 of them on the ground, the other a strikeout. Would be a whole different feel of this road trip. They come away with a win in this game after being swept in Milwaukee. Difference between a 1-5 trip, 2-4, but you come away with a series win over the defending American League champs. Two and two.
For whatever reason, though, I mean, we talked about it already. I mean, they beat the AL, they beat the West, they beat the East. And the struggles against the Central.
Yeah.
Puzzling.
Checked, or did he? Appeal. First base umpires Will Little. Tony Rendazzo behind the plate. Now it's 3-2. Talked about this the opening night. These Royals will put the ball in play. They strike out the fewest times in all of Major League Baseball by far. And Florimon has to back up and does a nice job to get the out there. 2 down.
Handcuffed a little bit, but he had to stay back on that one. Catches it at the belt. Time to set up and fire it across.
As solid as Gong is at short when he gets to the balls, I think this is an indication how the Pirates feel the rest of the way. I'm guessing that Gong's going to stay at third now. They said that maybe give him some time off at short, and maybe it'll change.
Yeah.
Maybe kind of go day to day with it.
He certainly is serviceable. I mean, he's going to make the plays. Not very rangy. Not certainly as rangy as a guy like Florimon.
Moustakas. 1-1. Second time that Morton has faced the Royals in his career. Last time he faced Zach Greinke in June of 2009 at PNC Park. Lost a 3-2 decision. Moustakas sent Starling Marte to the warning track in center field in the first inning. And Charlie Morton has his second consecutive 1-2-3 inning. He has set down 7 in a row. It's 1-0 Bucks.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by the Chevy Trax and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're gonna make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Time for our This Day in Pirates history. The Bucks lead the Royals here 1-0 as we go to the fourth inning. This date, 1993, Pirates came back to beat the Braves 8-7. They were trailing by 3 in the ninth. Jay Bell got the comeback started, RBI ground out. Later, Dave Clark singled Bell home with 2 outs. And then Kevin Young came through with a walk-off RBI double that scored Dave Clark and Lloyd McClendon on this day in 1993. Some former Buccos around here. Kevin Young, who grew up in the Kansas City area and is in the Pirates organization again, traveling around the organization, helping in particular the first baseman, and he has joined the team here. Jason Kendall, we've talked about the former catcher. He's now employed by the Royals. Dale Swain, the former Pirate, is Ned Yost's hitting coach. Marte gets the bunt down, and that's a perfecta. Starling Marte, he keeps trying that, and he's going to start giving the opponent something else to worry about.
Yeah, and he didn't try to conceal it. He squared early. Moustakas was playing so far back, he figured, well, I can square early, and you know, a lot of times the right-handed batter kind of doesn't start squaring until the pitcher's releasing the ball, but that is a perfect bunt. There's nothing Perez could do, nor Volquez, nor Moustakas.
A leadoff bunt single. Marte 2 for 2. Gong at the plate. He singled his first time up. Marte looked like he was thinking about going and then didn't get a good enough jump.
And that's what good base stealers do. Good base stealers are ready to go every pitch. And they don't go only when they don't get a jump.
And again, this time he took a full step and shut it down.
And he's thinking about it.
Just the lob toss from Volquez that time. Twelve steals against him on the year. 4 have been caught stealing. And that's hit hard by Gong. Just like the second inning. Marte at second, Gong at first. Pirates not able to produce a run in the second. See what they do here with Travis Ishikawa coming to the plate.
Back in the second, Gong turns around a fastball. This time, the changeup. He left it up a little bit. And Gong adjusting to it. It's not just the fastball that Gong hits. He can adjust, hit the breaking ball, change up. He's been swinging the bat extremely well.
Here's Ishikawa. Struck out looking after the Gong hit in the second. On a strike.
Pretty good pitch there, just a little late. There's Travis.
Heck of a catch. Sold out the first 2 games of this series. Looks like another one tonight. Strike call. The Pirates will be rooting for the Royals tomorrow as they head to St. Louis. in a makeup game against the Cardinals.
Yeah, that's never fun. You have a scheduled day off and you have to make up a game.
Cardinals and White Sox are in the fourth, 0-0. 1-2 on Ishikawa. They'll stay 1-2. Lance Lynn on the hill tonight for the Redbirds against John Danks. Volquez, a career really turned around for him when he signed with the Pirates. And under the watchful eye of Ray Searage, Euclides Rojas ended up leading the Pirates in wins last year, 13, ERA of 3.04, 193 innings. The year before that, he had been released by the San Diego Padres, summer of 2013.
It looked like Perez put down that fastball in again. Once it elevated in, that's the pitch that he got Ishikawa with. Same situation in the second. And you know, Travis has to have that in the back of his head, that 96-mile-per-hour fastball he got caught looking at. And that's what ends up happening. And, you know, if you're sitting there in the back of your head thinking that, you know, he's going to come in again with that two-seamer under my hands, well, you have to cheat. You have to start things early. So he probably recognized that pitch coming in, thought it was going to be the fastball, didn't pick up the rotation on the breaking ball, so it was way out in front.
Again, a similar pattern to the second inning. That's what happened with Volquez striking out Ishikawa after giving up the hits to Marte and Gong, and then he got Chris Stewart to hit into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play. Marte doing a lot of dancing over there. And Volquez concerned. Infante trying to dog him over there a bit. Marte at second and Gong at first. The Pirates leading 1-0. Jeff Decker on deck.
Good pitch. Always a good first pitch. If you can throw a fastball down and away for a strike, you can do that consistently. First pitch, most hitters aren't going to swing at it. Just a little quality strike. Maybe Mason strike zone. Like that. The knees, corner.
Another strike.
Pretty much on top of it. You'll have some hitters, you know, up until 2 strikes, some look middle in. You'll take anything if it isn't middle in. And when you get 2 strikes, those guys typically end up looking middle away. Protecting out there helps you see the ball a little bit longer.
Perez has made several trips to the mound already in this ball game. An 0-2 count on Stewart. And Stewart with a line drive toward left center field, and getting over there is Dyson. Boy, got there in a hurry. That ball died. Off the bat, looked like a gap shot for Stewart.
Yeah, it says you have that kind of speed. I thought for sure that was heading in the gap. And scoring at least 1, maybe 2. And he just
even stumbled a bit.
Yeah, he made it look easy. And got there in a hurry.
Volquez trying to work his way out of another jam. Faces Jeff Decker. Decker walked to lead off the third. And a pick by Perez. Edinson Volquez against the left-handed hitter, 25-year-old Jeff Decker. Makes this one hard, but Kane will get back and make the catch. Fortunate Volquez. Stewart lines out to left center, Decker to center. Just use the hashtag PittDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast. It's brought to you by T-Mobile. Strongest fan photo? Get yours in. Pirates lead the Royals 1-0 on our UPMC scoreboard. Going to the bottom of the fourth, it's Lorenzo Cain. Takes a ball from Morton. Cain doubled to left center field with 2 outs in the first. 3, 4, 5 men in the order against Morton. 2-0. Morton has sent down 7 straight. Struck out a pair. For the most part pitching ahead, but behind. It's the strike in. Wow. Little pick there by Florimon to first. The pick on the other end by Ishikawa.
That's a heck of a play on both parts. That's a tough little hop for Florimon, and then to be able to get rid of it so quickly. And then you could see he was talking to Neil Walker. He didn't even have a very good grip on the ball. Gloved the hand so quickly, and he kind of had to force it over there and threw it short, and Ishikawa makes it look easy.
Nicely done on both ends. You're talking about this with Charlie Morton. Needs the defense, and he's gotten it so far. Excellent play there by Florimon and Ishikawa. There's never been much doubt about Flourmont's glove. It's what has gotten him into 214 major league games. He's a career .204 hitter. Marks of 3 years with the Twins. Hosmer hit by a pitch in the first. Two and one.
Crushed. Wow. Tie game. Hosmer's 9th of the year. A bomb.
I can't imagine many balls being hit further than that in this ballpark. That ball was hit a long, long way. 92-mile-per-hour fastball right down the middle. Stewart, you saw where he was setting it up. Wanted it off the plate or just on that inside corner.
Just the 6th given up by Morton on the year, and again Hosmer's 9th.
Some of the swings that these guys have had early in the game, the lefties, the big lefties, Moustakas, Hosmer, Morales, they're looking for that ball in there. They're looking for that two-seamer in there, and they've taken some pretty good swings off of the Morton sinker and have gotten them airborne.
This one in the air towards center field. Marte back and up against the walls and hits the track. Double for Morales.
And even the good sinker, they're managing to get it in the air, these big left-handed hitters. That pitch up. Morales stays inside it.
Marte maybe didn't see that ball off the bat initially, but Morales doubles into the left center gap.
Against the fastball, this team hits 327. That's pretty amazing. That's a high number, 327. And so I think especially the third time through against the lefties that Morton's probably going to have to keep that fastball away from him. Try to keep it down and away as they're managing to pull it and get it airborne.
Maybe feature more of the breaking ball.
Yeah, I mean, he has thrown a fair share of curveballs. But I mean, when he tries to go in there with that fastball, that two-seamer, it's one that we see AJ do all the time. We saw it Volquez to Ishikawa back in the second. You don't want to leave it middle. You want to miss in or miss. If you're not going to miss in, it's going to be on that corner. You don't want to miss over the heart of the plate. That's what he did to Hosmer, and did it to Morales back in the first. And that ball went to the wall. And here in the fourth, got one up to Morales that short hopped the wall.
Perez comes up empty on the 2-1 pitch.
Good curveball. It is a big bender. That one, even when he throws that or throws it for strikes or even hangs it, it breaks so much. That's a tough pitch to hit.
Popped up to right. Polanco. The second out. Morton able to retire Kansas City's catcher. Morales at second with 2 down for Omar Infante. Morton started the year on the disabled list. You know, the hip surgery late last season was coming along fine, so it seemed, in spring training. It had an occasional bump or two in spring. Wasn't looking all that sharp, but still he was scheduled to begin the year in the rotation until a major implosion in Philadelphia, the final exhibition game before the season started. And the Pirates put him on the disabled list, sent him down to extended spring training, and started to get that those mechanics back in order. And he got out of the gate really strong with the Pirates once he was activated. His first start May the 25th against the Marlins, 7 innings, 2 runs. He would reel off 5 straight wins in each of his first 5 starts. A 7-inning, 4-hit shutout performance against the White Sox at PNC Park, however, was followed by the disaster in Washington, D.C. Only got 2 outs, gave up 9 runs. And 1 hop to gone. On to first. Ishikawa will take it off to the side. Eric Hosmer's home run has tied it at 1.
A little bit, and I'm down here in the left field line on the second level in what's called Craft and Draft. They have 75 beers here and a make-your-own pizza station, so a pretty cool place to hang out. That's where all the cool kids kind of hang out. And I'm in a sea of blue right here, and I've got one singular Pirate fan. Wait, make that 2. But the one Pirate fan here, he's from 2.5 hours south of here in Kansas. He's not even from Pittsburgh, but it's pretty impressive here. They got a lot of beer, a lot of pizza. You go up, it's kind of like you go make a sandwich. You go up there, you just order it as you want, get the sandwich made, come up, have a couple beers. They have wooden seats, a little bit of everything. Cool place to hang out, and it is packed, similar to what we've seen, Greg and John, from the stadium the last couple days on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's quite impressive. And this right here, I'm telling you, is the place you want to hang out.
And of course, Robbie spent a lot of time in the American League. He came to Kansas City with the Twins quite a bit. So yeah, he's, I guess you could say, used to this, but we're still gushing over this ballpark.
Beautiful, beautiful ballpark.
Ball 1 on Pedro Florimon. There's the look. Put a lot of money into renovations 4 years ago. Whole new look to that outfield. Florimon tried to bunt for a hit, or at least advance the runner in the third, and was retired on a diving catch by Hosmer. Florimon, just after the season got underway, was actually taken off the roster. The Pirates had to take off a left-handed minor league pitcher off their 40-man, Jason Aquino, from the Single-A Bradenton Marauders, to make room for Florimon.
That's a pretty good take right there. I think Volquez thought he was going to get Florimon there. He went through that two-seam fastball inside for strike 2, and which set this pitch up perfectly. A changeup that just sailed off the outside part of the plate.
Strikes out Florimon. That's number 5 for Volquez in the first out of the 5th. Got a Point Park University tweet. Father and son on a Bucco Stadium tour here at Kauffman Stadium. Hashtag Bucks Booth if you want to tweet us. Father-son road trip. Cool stuff. Here's Gregory Polanco. He has struck out and doubled. Ball 2.
See a lot of off-speed stuff from Volquez. His last start, more than half his pitches were either the changeup or the curveball. And again tonight, tough to get a feel when you're at the plate, not knowing what he's going to throw. And with the velocity, you have to respect it. But he has done a good job of mixing things up.
Ball 3. Last time out 5 days ago against the White Sox, 6 1/3, gave up 2 runs on 8 hits. He's had 3 no decisions and a loss over his last 4 starts. Since winning 4 straight.
Like Gregory was taking all the way there. 3-1. Pretty good fastball to hit, looked like. Let's see if he gets another one. Not getting the fastball.
And bounces it weakly to second. Infante the easy play on to Hosmer. Well, Polanco 1 for 3 in this one. Let's find some black and gold. A lot of royal blue.
You can look down. There are a lot of different colors of blue. I noticed that the other day. I know it's supposed to be royal blue, but you got light blue and royal blue and some dark blue. Different shades of blue.
And a line drive to right field by Neil Walker. 2-out single. He's had 3 solid at bats against Volquez. His first hit after a line out to center in the sacrifice fly.
Almost like he was sitting on the off-speed pitch. Not sure if that was the curveball or the changeup, but left it up middle. And Neil put a good swing on it. Another visit from Perez to Volquez. A lot of conversations between those two.
Andrew McCutchen has grounded out and struck out.
Came at him with a fastball. He saw a lot of fastballs his last at bat. Volquez getting ahead with the fastball. Finished Andrew off with a breaking ball back in the 3rd. says that's away. He didn't like that call. Mickey Mason, strike zone, says just off the plate away.
McCutchen got the day off Sunday in Milwaukee. DHing in this one. He DH'd on July the 2nd against the Tigers in Detroit. That night as a DH, he was 1 out of 3. Drove in a pair. Career numbers against Volquez. One ball, 2 strikes. Volquez, 4 years with the Reds. Won 17 games with Cincinnati in 2008. To San Diego for a year and a half. Finished up with the Dodgers 2 years ago. Strikes out McCutchen. 1-1 ball game. To Cincinnati for the 2015 Midsummer Classic on a special edition of Inside Pirates Baseball. Go behind the scenes with McCutchen, Burnett, Melanson, and Cole as they partake in this year's All-Star festivities on Inside Pirates Baseball, Kings of Queen City, Friday after postgame on Root Sports. It's a 1-1 ball game. Alex Rios leads off the bottom of the 5th. Beautiful Kauffman Stadium. Retired numbers we talked about on Monday night. One ball, 1 strike, the count. Two and 1. Clint Hurdle said that George Brett paid him a visit. They were good buddies back in the 70s. All grounded to Walker. Frank White and Dick Hauser, the other retired numbers there.
I think I saw somewhere today that Clint Hurdle, I think it was today, the big 6 RBI game on this date in history. I think maybe 30 years ago or so.
We should have talked to him about that. It was our bad not doing that before the game. Then Hurdle broke into the big leagues with the Royals, and Dyson is hit by the pitch on the foot again.
wrong guy to hit. Make him earn his way on. Although if you're going to hit him in the legs. Maybe that'll slow him down a little bit. It was a breaking ball. Caught up and hit that left foot. He may be playing possum.
15 steals on the year, and Dyson has stolen 3 in this series.
He may act like he's limping around or hurt. He won't waste any time. He gets a jump, he's gone.
Escobar has put the ball on the ground twice to the left side of the infield. And he bounces it. Oh, look at the pick by Gong. Turns that into a double play. What were we talking about? The defense behind Charlie Morton.
Well, you get ground balls, you want them to make the play, and Jung Ho made that one look easy, but not an easy play.
Jung Ho Gong, the ball hit by Escobar. Gong turns it into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play, the Chick-fil-A double play.
I've been playing in, so even with the bag, so the ball's getting on you quickly. And then you get the 2-spin or the 2-hop top spinner. And those good soft hands from Jung Ho. Once he catches it, wastes no time getting that ball to Neil Walker.
Marte bounces it to Escobar. Jung Ho Gong comes to the plate. Point Park University tweet. Tom says, yeah, I'm glad they brought back AJ, but signing Gong was the best offseason signing.
Yeah, you would think, quit second guessing the moves the Pirates make.
Yeah.
You know, didn't know a whole lot about him. Knew that he had great numbers in Korea, but really don't know what the caliber of play is over there.
I think Neil Huntington said at the time, if he's a type of player who bounces around a little bit, gives guys days off, it's a really good signing. If he turns into an everyday player, it's a great signing.
Yeah.
Well, it's turning into a great signing.
And he can hit. And you get the feeling the more opportunity he gets, the better he's going to be. Because there really hasn't been much of an adjustment period for Jung Ho. Just spring training and maybe the first part of April. Fold on that good changeup. Right on right changeup. Always a tough pitch to deal with. Just not used to seeing it. Volquez has a very good changeup.
He has struck out Ishikawa twice, once looking and last time swinging. Well, Edinson Volquez will be undergoing Tommy John surgery, which will end his season and more than likely all of next year.
Is that Tommy John? That particular strain he has? Is that the same?
I think they announced that today.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I thought that was a different kind of injury. I didn't know it was the same. I think
it's the medial collateral. I think that's what they announced today. Or ulnar collateral, either one. And there's a 1-2-3 6th, and it's a 1-1 ball game.
And it's been since 2006 since the Royals made a trip here to Kansas City, and this place has undergone a $250 million renovation, which includes upgrades to these fountains right here that operate between innings and before and after the ball game, and a gigantic scoreboard, 84 feet wide, 5 feet high. It's quite impressive. And they also redid the concourse. This used to be a dead end behind me here, so any fans standing here, they had to make their way back around this way to go around. Now it's a 360-degree concourse. People can make their way around. And like that craft and draft I was at a couple innings ago, this might be a pretty good spot too, Greg and John, to hang out. I might, at some point in time, report back to work.
We will check back, make certain of that. Strike called on Mike Moustakas. 0 for 2, the 2-3-4 men in the order. Ball, 1 strike. Just to clarify, the ulnar collateral ligament, the UCL reconstruction, involves the ulnar ligament in the medial elbow. But that was the report today anyway, John. Maybe he'll be fortunate, won't have to undergo that surgery. 1-3 on the putout. Let's go back to the studio for a State Farm game break and Rob King. Rob, thanks. Game 1, 9-1 Reds. Mike Leake was tremendous. Rumors surrounding him. Might he be on the trading block? He went 8 innings, gave up 1 run on 4 hits. Didn't walk a batter, struck out 6. Oh, 0-2. Lorenzo Cain.
This is kind of what we expected when we came here. The Monday night game wasn't expected, all the runs scored, but we figured the Royals and the Pirates would be playing tight, well-pitched games.
And 2 comebackers for Charlie Morton. On the road, traveling, and want to watch your Buccos? Well, subscribe to MLB.tv Premium for live or on demand on over 400 devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, pitch tracking, and more. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Morton looking for his third 1-2-3 inning. This is the guy that hit the bomb off of him in the 4th to tie the game, Eric Hosmer. A long home run. And the other way this time. And hits this one a long way. Karam's up against the wall.
You have to wonder, Hosmer's gone that way a lot in this series. And he figured he got that fastball in the inner half of the plate last time up, hit the home run, so figured, well, I'm not going to see anything inside, so I'll look away. Although Stewart was setting up in. And once again, Charlie unable to get it all the way in there, leaves it out over, and that's a pretty swing from Hosmer going the other way.
This is the 3rd time around. John mentioned earlier what Morton might have to do against left-handed hitters, and here's Kendrys Morales.
And maybe break out the change. You know, they haven't seen it. It's been pretty much all sinker curveball.
And Morales, maybe he doesn't see a strike at all anyway. You got the right-handed hitting Perez on deck. Morales has hit a ball to the wall in right that was tracked down by Polanco, and the last time up he doubled to the left center gap. There's a strike. 1-1. Four hits for the Royals, all extra bases, 3 doubles and a homer. 1-2. Another breaking ball. Maybe this is the time for that split change.
Yeah. Maybe try to bounce another breaking ball. Maybe throw a fastball off the plate just to show it.
Struck him out.
Bounce it.
Well, they strike out Morales with Hosmer at second. Charlie Morton has given up 1 run in a 1-1 ball game.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Allegheny Health Network. Health for all. By Kenny Ross, Ask a Neighbor. And by Levin Mattress, located in all Levin Furniture showrooms and freestanding stores. Let's go Bucks!
It is 1-1 for this rubber match of the series between the Pirates and the Royals. Ray Searage seated next to Charlie Morton. Pirates with 6 hits, the Royals with 4 hits. Chris Stewart leads off against Volquez. Volquez a 1-2-3 6th inning. He had a 1-2-3 first. Gave up a couple of hits in the second, got a double play ball, leadoff walk in the third. Cost him. That was Jeff Decker who scored on the Walker sacrifice fly. Gave up back-to-back leadoff hits in the fourth. Got out of that. And a roller to third. Backhanded by Moustakas. And Stewart is the first down in the 7th inning. We'll bring up Jeff Decker. Time now for our Data Strong fan photo of the game, brought to you by T-Mobile. And a parrot at the wedding. Thanks to Melissa for that, and congratulations. Parrot at a wedding.
Very nice.
It's everywhere. Jeff Decker has walked and lined out to center. Pops up to left. Two away, a ground out and a pop up. It brings up Florimon. Volquez got that pitch count in order. Just 81. 2 outs into the 7th.
The Royals definitely needed it too. They've used a lot of that bullpen last couple of days, and so far 2 quick outs here.
28-year-old Pedro Florimon from the Dominican Republic. Originally claimed off waivers in November. Nationals took him off their roster. After the Twins had let him go, the Nats picked him up. Pitches by inning for Volquez. Very efficient in the 6th and here in the 7th.
Florimon helping him out. You know, after the quick 2 outs, thought he might go up there and take until he got a strike. He ends up helping Volquez, chasing 2 pitches well out of the zone.
One ball, 2 strikes. And he gets Florimon. 8 strikeouts for Edinson Volquez. 7th inning stretch time in KC, 1-1.
Presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. A popular fountain bar here at Kauffman Stadium. 1-1 going to the bottom of the 7th inning. A sellout crowd, by the way. 3 straight sellouts for this interleague series between the Pirates and the Royals. 39,105. They are seeing quite a pitcher's duel between Volquez and Morton.
They say they have quite the following. You know, people from all around the Midwest. I guess from here to Denver, there's really no professional teams. I guess except between here and there. Maybe Oklahoma City's kind of solid.
Yeah, this is pretty much it.
See, people will come in for like a week at a time, vacation, come watch Royals.
Kind of like the folks do in St. Louis.
Yeah.
3-1 the count. And he walks the leadoff man, Salvador Perez. Well, they'll be coming from all over tomorrow night to see the Pirates and the Nationals. Military Thursday. Bucks wear their camo jerseys and caps to honor military men and women. Plus, after the game, a special weeknight Zambelli fireworks show. For tickets, go to pirates.com. Tomorrow night, Zambelli fireworks. Free Shirt Friday coming up. Promotional weekend. Flags across the country at half staff. To the Chattanooga shootings. Omar Infante has struck out and grounded out. And Bunting and Ishikawa will throw to second and get the out there. Wow. Oh my. Travis Ishikawa gets the lead man.
That is gutsy right there. That was a heck of a play. The ball was bunted hard, and Ishikawa charging hard and wasting no time. Sets himself up to throw it before he even catches it.
Wow. How big could this be? Ishikawa gets the lead man, Perez. So Infante at first with 1 out. And now Alex Rios. Pulled foul. Rios has put the ball on the ground twice. It's 13 ground ball outs now for Morton. One double play has been turned behind him tonight, but the runner takes off from first, and it's lined into center field. And it's first and third with 1 out. Rios' 4th hit of the series.
Assume that's a hit and run right there, and that's perfectly executed. Unfortunately, Morton trying to get it inside, leaves it down the middle. That's another good swing from Rios. Infante easily over to third.
Meeting on the mound. So the third base coach, Mike Jerschley, talking things over there with Infante. And out comes Pirates pitching coach, Ray Searage.
at the 9th spot in the order, but you do not have a guy that easy to double up. He has, despite that great speed, grounded into 2 double plays so far this year. It'll be interesting to see if the Pirates play the infield in. Corners will definitely be in. Middle guys not all the way in. I think if there's something hit firm to them, they may still think about turning 2. Anything not hit hard, they'll be coming home.
Gerard Dyson, similar situation last night in the 8th inning. Tries to bunt and gets it done. And Ishikawa, they have a safe call for now. And a 2-1 Royals lead. We're assuming that Infante did hit home plate, though Stewart went back to tag him. Royals lead 2-1 on the bunt by Dyson.
Now, this is not a suicide. It's not a squeeze play. And, you know, Dyson's just bunting on his own. And then you read it if you're Infante.
Nothing clear there. I mean, obviously if he's sliding across the plate, he's safe, but was his leg in the air? Clint Hurdle is going to ask for a, I assume this is going to be one of those, I don't know if this is a challenge or not, just asking for the review.
Even, by the way, if they find he doesn't hit home plate, they're going to say that my guess is Stewart's foot's in front of the plate anyhow, I would think. You know, we'll see how this goes, but hard to tell, really. I don't think that's clear and convincing.
No. But who knows? There's a new one last night, so anything goes here. Fonte scoring the go-ahead run. Pirates are challenging. They actually did hit home plate.
A heck of a play, though, I'll tell you, by Dyson. A guy with that kind of speed, knowing the situation, knowing he has a heads-up base runner at third base. Good effort from Ishikawa. But that's almost an impossible play to pull off.
It's 2-1 Royals. Call confirmed, and the Royals lead by 1 on the bunt RBI single by Dyson. This inning started with a walk. Still 1 out. 0-2 on Escobar. It's bounced to third. Hit a one hopper to short. Hit into a double play. It's even at 6 apiece now, but the Royals lead by a run. Pirates led 1-0 on the sacrifice fly in the third by Neil Walker. Eric Hosmer's homer tied it in the fourth. Dyson single brings home Infante. Scrambling block there by Stewart.
Nice job getting out there, keeping that right in front of you. Big Morton curveball. That's way out there. That's a tough one to block. All that tight rotation and the spin on that curveball. There's no telling which way that's going to bounce after it hits the dirt. Stewart positioned himself perfectly.
That is the second out. It's the fourth strikeout for Morton. It's Escobar.
Way out in front.
Moustakas.
Oh my. I can imagine those are very light.
No. Jerry Davis has no swing on Moustakas. He's hit a ball to the warning track, struck out and bounced to Morton. Pirates will have 2 more shots. Right now, it's a 1-run game. You're talking about the best bullpen in baseball. Two and 0. Wade Davis starts to toss. He came on and got the big strikeout of Andrew McCutchen last night in the 8th inning with 2 on and 2 out.
You have to assume Volquez is coming out for the top of the 8th. Is Davis just getting up and lightly tossing, so.
Three and 0.
I would think he'd be swinging.
Deep to right. Moustakas, his 10th home run. A 3-run bomb. And that would appear to put this one away. The Royals bullpen is so good. 5-1 Kansas City. Moustakas' second home run of the series.
Yeah, that's pretty much a no-brainer. 3-0 count. He's looking for a pitch he can do that with. He's looking for one pitch, one area, and he's going to try to hit it in the seats. 3-0, coming inside and up.
Charlie Morton ends up with a disappointing start after all. He had 6 strong innings, the 1 run, but things fall apart here in the 7th. Good through 6, but leadoff walk to Salvador Perez in the 7th. And a nice defensive play by Ishikawa on the Infante bunt, but then a base hit by Rios. The bunt RBI single by Dyson, and after he struck out Escobar, he gives up this home run to Moustakas.
I'm a little surprised that they agreed to go inside there. I mean, that's, you know, a big guy with power. If he has a green light 3-0, he's not looking for anything on the outer half. He's looking inner half to turn and burn.
Antonio Bastardo. Lorenzo Cain 1 for 3.
Another big cut. They don't get cheated.
No.
They chase that fastball, and they look to hit it a long way. And Charlie Morton, you mentioned, he's still got a ton of ground ball outs today. 13 of them. But the big lefties were able to get it airborne and drive some pitches.
Bastardo faced a couple of batters on Monday night. Gave up an RBI triple to Eric Hosmer, got Hendrys Morales to ground out. Strikes out Cain, but a lot of damage. A 4 spot and a 5-1 lead for the Royals. Moustakas. Hosmer, the solo shot that tied the game at 1. And moments ago, with the Royals up 2-1 and 2 on, Moustakas, the 3-run shot to give the Royals this 5-1 lead and give Volquez some breathing room. Try and get through the 8th. Edinson Volquez, 1 run on 6 hits, a walk and 8 punch-outs. Season high strikeout total 9. Struck out 9 Cubs at the end of May. He's gone more than 7 innings twice this season. His first 2 starts as a Royal. Went 8 innings against the White Sox and 7 2/3 innings against the Twins.
Let's look at the 7th inning, the 4 runs scored. The Pirates now have allowed 50 so far this year in the 7th. In their
worst
innings, yeah, the worst inning.
Oh, 0-2 on Polanco. Doubled in the 3rd. Roller. 1 out. Sunday, Pirates Nationals 135. All kids 14 and under get a Francisco Liriano Neil Walker Cup thanks to Tops. Get to the ballpark early and let the kids explore the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street. After the game, kids can run the bases courtesy of the original pizza logs. For tickets, go to pirates.com. Bucks and the Nats. Game 1 of that 4-game series homestand tomorrow night. Francisco Liriano against Doug Fister. Jeff Locke opposes Max Scherzer on Friday. Then Saturday night, A.J. Burnett against Gio Gonzalez. Garrett Cole will oppose Joe Ross on Sunday. Francisco Liriano heading back to Pittsburgh at the early flight. 2 ground balls to second.
Volquez throwing at his best here late in the ball game. Quick innings here late. Who knows? 90 pitches may get a chance to finish it off.
Dave Island likes it. Royals pitching coach. So does Ned Yost. Twins and Angels are just getting underway. The Royals with a win tonight and a Twins loss would move 7.5 up. They have the biggest lead in any division in baseball. McCutchen trying to avoid striking out for a 3rd straight time. Eight strikeouts for Volquez. 1 more match is his season high. He had 1 complete game last year with the Bucks.
Still throwing hard. That fastball was 95 miles per hour. Hard as that guy, though.
And McCutchen into left center field for a base hit. A 2-out single for McCutchen.
Had to go out and get it. Change up right on the outside corner. And Volquez knew that was a pretty good pitch. But a better swing from Andrew.
Starling Marte has 2 hits. And into right. Back-to-back 2-out hits. Wade Davis is ready. And Yost is going to make the change. Volquez will leave with 7 2/3 innings in the books. And already this sellout crowd going to salute Edinson Volquez.
Just a heck of a game.
His 20th start as a Royal. He leaves with a 5-1 lead. At PNC Park against Doug Fister. Max Scherzer, who no-hit the Pirates in D.C. last month, will go up against Jeff Locke on Friday night. Saturday night, it's the lefty Gio Gonzalez against A.J. Burnett, and Garrett Cole will oppose Joe Ross on Sunday. Nationals swept that series in D.C. Washington leads the National League East by 3 games over the Mets.
Some impressive ERAs on that page.
Yeah.
And speaking of
talk impressive
ERAs, my goodness, opponents hitting 153 against Wade Davis, an ERA of .44. 41 1/3 innings pitched, 49 strikeouts.
He struck out McCutchen in the 8th inning last night, the one batter he faced. Young, a couple of hits and a strikeout against Volquez. Quite a transformation in Wade Davis. A decent starter in the big leagues. But when he was moved to the bullpen, lights out.
hard as a nasty curveball. You just saw it there. Jung Ho was able to take it. Cuts the fastball.
To center field, Kane. And that'll do it in the 8th. 5-1 KC. Hosmer's been on base 3 times. Hit by a pitch in the first against Charlie Morton. Then in the 4th inning, Allegheny Health Network Supermo shows this swing. A long home run off Morton. That tied the game at 1 in the 4th.
Tried to get it inside and just couldn't keep it in there. It sailed over the middle and then sailed a long way.
Here is the new Pirates pitcher, Deolis Guerra.
Couple of wins. 2.25 ERA. Throws strikes, just a couple of walks, 11 punch outs in 12 innings.
Pirate fans in the middle of the blue. Hosmer, Henrys Morales, Salvador Perez. Royals get Ryan Madsen up in the bullpen. Oh, stab by Guerra. Retires Hosmer.
Nicely done. Good reaction from Guerra. I don't think he hit it off the barrel. Looked like maybe a little off the end of the bat, so he had a little more time to react. Snow cone action.
Guerra faces Morales now. Guerra third pitcher tonight for the Pirates. A strike. Madsen getting ready. One on Henrys Morales. And that's his typical 8th inning routine. Mark Melanson.
Breaking ball there.
Did you see that article in Melanson the other day? The routine, things that he goes through on a daily basis.
I don't think I did.
Man, does he have a routine? Just
a lot of stuff.
Wow, lots of stuff. From his stretching routine to his diet and all the different things he does over the course of a day.
Major league leader in saves. And just poking it into shallow center field is Kendrys Morales. His second hit.
Feeling good after a hit like that, you know. He's hit a couple balls hard. He had a double, hit a ball to the wall, and when you recognize the off-speed pitch and you're able to go down and away and soft serve it in the center, feeling pretty good.
Perez has bounced out, flied out, and walked. 8 hits now for the Royals, matching the Pirates. And that hit well. Decker back over his head. And they will hold the lumbering Morales at third base on the Perez double.
This ball right on the button. Fastball lifted up middle. Jeff Decker had a pretty good jump on it. Just about a foot short from making a great catch.
We'll see Morales. Then he'll pick up his third base coach, Mike Jersley. What a story that Mike Jersley is. Did you see that story?
Wow. Remarkable.
Gosh. Second year with the Royals after spending some time as the Omaha manager. 36 years in the minor leagues.
Love to see that.
Man, they love this guy, Mike Jersley. And what a story. His one of 8 children, and 3 of his brothers all passed away from muscular dystrophy.
That's sad.
Infield in, down 5-1.
That's a lot of years hanging around the minor leagues, and you know, for the most part, whether people know, I mean, minor league managers, coaches, they're not paid well. I mean, it's a grind. You got to love the game, love the sport.
For all those years, he would spend off season in Wisconsin repairing furniture.
Yeah, that's right.
One and 2 the count on Infante. After the play that Ishikawa made on his bunt, you thought that that would lead to Morton putting up another 0. An aggressive play by Ishikawa, but then Morton gave up the line single to center by Alex Rios, allowing Infante to go to third, and Dyson given a bunt single, driving in a run. One out later, it was the Moustakas home run. 5-1 KC. In the dirt. Second time he's gone down on strikes. 2 outs in the 8th. And Guerra will face Alex Rios. Talking about minor leagues, of course, 10 years in the minors for Deolis Guerra before he got the call. Those years in the Twins minor league system. Joined the Pirates over the winter. came up from AAA Indianapolis on June the 26th. Picked up his first big league win and his third major league game on June the 30th in Detroit.
You gotta love it. Such a grind going through minor league season after season. Different stops, whether it be bus trips or planes. The commercial flying in AAA is never fun. You're usually up about 5 in the morning and getting on your first flight somewhere before 7 o'clock. Layovers, playing that night. And get rewarded finally after all that time.
Kersley. What a call that was he received from the Royals, that he was finally going to the major leagues last year. Took over as third base coach the end of May. 3-0. They're blocked by Stewart. That Cardinal White Sox game is in the top of the 8th inning, but St. Louis is threatening. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and Zach Duke on the mound for the White Sox. Pirates need help. Looks like we'll stay 5 back if the White Sox can beat the Cardinals. Three and one.
Not coming with the fastball with the 3-0 pitch. There's a first base open. So pitching very carefully here to Rios.
Full count. Rios has 4 hits in the series in 10 at bats. Takes a look at that strike call.
After all the soft stuff, might get a fastball by him. Can't be looking fastball, can he?
There's a foul. Off speed.
Well, maybe he still is looking fastball. 6 straight off-speed pitches. Still geared up for the heater. Way out in front.
Struck him out.
Wow.
Guerra strikes out 2 batters with runners at second and third. Last shot for the Pirates, down 4. And after tonight's game, Pirates return home. The 4-game series homestand against the Washington Nationals. Starting tomorrow night, coverage from PNC Park begins at 6:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason on Root Sports. Rooting for the Pirates and rooting for a comeback. Down 4 in the ninth.
Well, not the closer here tonight. Ryan Madson with an impressive year so far. 41 appearances, a 1.86 ERA. Opponents hitting just 1.88 against him. Features fastball, cutter, changeup.
Just in case, the closer Holland, who did not pitch very well last night. Madsen pitched a 1-2-3-6. Retired Walker, McCutchen, and Marte in last night's game. Ishikawa, a couple of strikeouts and the ground out against Volquez, who's in line to win his 9th. Volquez would go to 9-5. Morton would fall to 6-4. Still 1-2. You and I were talking on the radio side about Ryan Madsen's journey back to the big leagues. Tommy John surgery, another guy that had to go through it. And he strikes out Ishikawa.
It is amazing when these guys come back, the velocity that they have. Is off-speed pitch. Ishikawa doesn't pick it up.
.32 save season for the Phillies in 2011. Strike called on Stewart, who needs a hit to extend his career high streak. Currently stands at 9 straight games. Roller left side on the backhand. Escobar gets Stewart. 2 down. To Jeff Decker. Royals are not away from taking 2 of 3 in this interleague series. Decker walked against Volquez in the 3rd and scored the Pirates' only run. After scoring 10 runs on Monday, held a 1 9th inning run last night and 1 3rd inning run tonight. One and one. There they are. The gold right there in the middle. 1 and 2. And the two guys that hit the long balls on the corners were Stockus and Hosmer, and the strikeout of Decker ends it. And the Royals take 2 of 3. And the Pirates go 1-5 on the 6-game trip.
The Royals are for real. Got to see it firsthand. The great pitching. Better lineup than we thought. And certainly the Pirates haven't played their best series. Not going to get out of here with 1 at least, but not a good road trip for the Pirates. But play much better at home. Should be a nice, fun weekend series against another good team with good pitching. See if the bats can be a little more productive.
Volquez gets the win, Morton the loss, and hopefully these two teams will meet again later this season. Go back to the studios and Robin Teague.